I just want to see Waga and Owie face off. Oh boy, this is like my two favorite pros fighting head to head. I can't wait.
Oh my. All right, guys, so before we hand it over to the casters, final tally, you got to pick one. Which team is taking game number 1?
Digital Chaos.
Yeah, Digital Chaos.
A Root!
I'm rooting for Root, man. All right, good. Our panel is split 50-50, so half of us are going to be wrong. That'll make for a nice electric post-game here. But with that, we're going to hand it over to our casters. We've got our NA expert, Mr. Mout, a.k.a. Mott. He's going to be taking the play-by-play, and he'll be joined by Synderen once more here for the North American semifinals.
Thank you so much, Yori. We are into the game, or rather, we're about to get into the game here. Our first game of the NA semifinals, Root Gaming versus Digital Chaos, and I can't express how excited I am to be casting not only Oracle, but Centaur Warrunner as well, a fan favorite. This is going to be pretty good. As always, I'm joined by Pitmunkle doing production and observing. We've got Mott Pax, one of the Mott brothers, rather, going with me on stats. And then, of course, joined by Synderen. Synd, how are you feeling about these drafts, and who do you favor going into this game in this series?
Man, I can't really make a statement on that because I have no idea if they can play Oracle well.
That's the biggest issue.
It's the big wild card, and going to be the talk of this game is going to be Joss' performance, and it's going to be DC's performance against Oracle, like whether they mess up with their spells because of Fate's Edict and bad timings, whether they focus properly, whether they react correctly to False Promise and all that jazz. So I think probably DC has the more stable draft, and for that reason, I suppose maybe we should be favoring them for that. But if Oracle makes some surprise plays, I could easily see Root get ahead in this game. I think that's pretty much the exact same thing Draskell said, so I'm with him on that. I'm really curious to just see it played out, honestly.
I completely agree with your point about Fate's Edict. That seems to be the spell that either kind of wins you a team fight, ruins a team fight for you. If you put it on the wrong target, suddenly, we were trying to focus down the Anti-Mage, but he's magic, well, not immune, but rather magic resistant now. So we can't really do any damage to him. Luckily, they do have some sources of pure damage, one being the Enchantress Impetus, which is really nice to have. Also, I mean, you can't really rule out False Promise. You have pretty much keep your carry alive. You have the healing going on. Obviously, every 0.5 seconds, there's a strong Dispel applied as well. Not super familiar with, like many other casters, but something that I'm definitely ready for. And to see how they play it, it's going to be Ja playing it.
Let me quiz you to test how ready you are.
Okay.
Name all of 4's Oracle spells.
All right. You have Fortune's End. Obviously, that is it's not a tether, rather, but it's just 100%, or rather, 0% mixture movement to 0%. You have Fate's Edict, obviously, which is what we were talking about earlier. Purifying Flames, which is the heal, then damage thing, and then False Promise, which is it used to make people invisible thing, but then got rickety wrecked, so.
All right. Is there any evidence that you weren't messing over the abilities when you said that?
You actually, there's absolutely no way you can tell, so.
But I'll believe you. The explanations were pretty fast.
Oh, the courier, derp. What the hell is this courier? It's so freaking weird. The Shadow Strikes are go. Derp's gonna actually feed away first blood here, but can he get the courier? Yes, and he's not dead yet. He's gonna eat his way through, but TC will finish him off in the end. And now TC's gonna blink ahead. He wants the courier of his own. Oh my God! Courier for courier trade. Welcome to Clown Town, ladies and gentlemen.
What the duck was that?
I also want to point out you are aggro dual laning an anti-mage against a tri-lane with Derp supporting as a Centaur Warrunner. Classic stuff here.
Yeah, this is super weird. Like, this is actually, like you said, this is Clown Town. Like, I have no idea what to expect. Oh, that very nice ice here. Derp has to eat all his tankers. He might still die even.
Yeah, you are blinks ahead. The last right click from Biryu, and the aggro tri-lane sort of already paying off. It's only one kill, but Anti-Mage starting to get farmed. They get a kill. Pretty nice start coming out from the side of Digital Chaos.
And this is such a... I feel like this is a really weak lane for Monkeys Forever.
Yeah, he's done so. Great ice shards as well. UR does get that Fate's Edict put on him, so he couldn't right-click him down to get that last hit. But AUI will finish it off with the Arctic Burn and the Splinter Blast as well. So, a great aggressive tri-lane, I guess. You don't often think as an anti-mage as someone that can play aggressively. Look him go to work. Fate's Edict again will stop him from doing any work and job, but only for a moment. And then UR just goes ham under the tower and gets the kill. Already 4-0, Synd. You're at 2 minutes in.
Dire's top
Yeah, this is already a disaster for DC, or sorry, for Root, because their heroes don't really do very well without levels. Like Centaur is pretty weak, so is Oracle. You really want to get up that level 6. To an extent, your early combo with Purifying Flames and Fortune's End when you're level 3 can be okay relative to the health of other heroes, but considering how fast the Radiant are leveling up right now, and AM will be getting that spell shield, then Oracle's effectiveness is going to be greatly limited very early on.
Do you think going Fate's Edict at the first level was maybe the wrong choice? Maybe going for something like Fortune's End would have helped him maybe at least put the movement slow to, or movement to 0%, making someone not being able to move, hindering their movement like the Anti-Mage? I'm not sure if this Fate's Edict was best choice. Not that I'm an Oracle expert, but just saying. Still here, I think. VDC. Syndred?
Alright, guys, we're trying to get Syndred back here.
Ripperino. Alright, well, in the meantime, Beery's going to get chased down. Derp is just trying to zone him out. They're just trying to get anything. They've actually rotated this tri-lane towards the bottom lane. It looks like Bulba might rotate out, head towards top lane. The safe lane not really working out. He's level 4, actually, so that is one good thing going for, or rather, a lot of good things going for Digital Chaos. Top lane, Beeryu trying to stay alive up here. Derp trying to harass as much as he can. Wog is very low in the mid lane. Looks like he got harassed down by TC, who's having a pretty great time. 20 last hits already for the Queen of Pain, sitting at level 5 as well. We'll have to keep our eyes on this bottom lane, though. It looks like something can break out.
I'm here to bail you out for the time being.
Thanks,
I guess Cinder and his baby raging and disconnecting from TeamSpeak. But yeah, he's kind of getting crushed mid. This matchup actually shouldn't be so one-sided, though. Like, I think that Queen might be a tiny bit favored, but most of it's just about how you joust in and out and how you deal with Shadow Strikes and such. And Wagger, unfortunately, is on the losing end of that. And might just be dead.
Yeah. No mana for Queen of Pain, but that is the last right click up with the Shadow Strike was already just too low in health. And he will get the fortuitous 4-minute regen rune. It's beautiful.
All right, Mott. Sorry to just ditch you like that. I just had a crash. I apologize. I'll way back in.
Thank you, Andy, for joining me for the half second that you were here.
No problem.
Yeah, you are still farming down the bottom lane, so you didn't really miss too much. Waga died mid lane. Great kill coming out from TC, who is dominating this mid lane. 24 last hits. Top lane, they rotated the tri lane out, so DC actually cut the pressure off. They send Yuar down bottom.
Denied.
Being Bulba. There are 2 centaurs. He's very afraid. He doesn't want to get stomped twice, and that could happen. But unfortunately, Dirk is the slowest man alive, so you can't really set up a stomp, sadly. All right. So
keep rolling with it. I'll let you know as soon as I'm in. I'm loading up.
Ruana's farming top lane on this Enchantress, and they've got down bottom the Oracle now here to support up Monkey's Forever, so they rotate him down, and it looks like UR wants to go toe-to-toe with him. And Monkey's Forever has caught up a little bit. He's up to 18 last hits currently, but UR is still doing very well at 23. Beeryu is sitting mid, looking for maybe potential rotation onto Waga, but top lane, they're going to try to go on Bulba. They finally get the kill. It looks like there might have been an enchant coming out. Derp providing the enough damage with Schwan to help get the kill, and Derp will back away. Now it looks like they are still setting up here with Beeryu ready to go. Ice Shards going to be used. There's going to be the jumping from TC, throws up the Shadow Strike. He does have the Sonic Wave if he wants to use it. Snowball will go. Sonic Wave gets canceled. Shackle Shot will go. Power Shot, but the Sonic Wave cleans him up. Beeryu might die to the tower. No, he sticks up. Last one will do the job, however. Bottom lane, Monkey's Forever, out of mana. UR gets used on that Fate's Edict. Now going to work on a Jaw. There's going to be the Fortune's End. He can still blink through that, by the way. That is not a tether. That's not a root. So he could have blinked if he had wanted to. And won't get any further aggression besides that. All right, Sander, you back in yet? Still having run issues?
It should be good in a second. It's taking really long to load. All right, here we go. Finally. I know what was taking so long. Okay, you hear me? Everything good?
Yes, you're good to go, my friend.
All right, hopefully we're good. So yeah, okay, what did I miss? I missed like 2.5 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
And 2 kills for each side, right?
They kind of broke up the lanes. Monkey's Forever just went back top after being bottom for a little while. But they broke up the tri-lane for DC. It's just been Bulba up here for the time being. He just got killed. Waga just got killed in mid, and then down bottom, I believe... Did we just get killed? Was it? No, I don't think so. Hard to keep track of
Yawar is pulling really far ahead already. He's ahead by just that 1,000 to his opponent in the Storm, I guess. That's the fair comparison to make. They're both the position ones, but right now Enchantress is the richest hero on the Dire. Yeah. That's always a really big concern. Enchantress does not really scale that well with farm compared to actual carries. She won't be able to pose much of a threat. And the other thing is, if you have an Enchantress who's like ahead, she doesn't get very strong from items until she reaches crucial breaking points. I guess one of the classic ones will be Aghanim's Scepter, where the build-up isn't really that great for her until she gets the full thing, and that's when the actual power kicks in. So I'd much rather have a good start in the AM where you just know the payoff is way better.
Yeah, and they're not going to be really able to slow this AM down for a period of time. I mean, Storm doesn't have anything, as you mentioned. It's going to be hard to get Derp involved because he doesn't have a blink, and he won't have a blink anytime soon. Anti-Mage is going to have, I imagine, a pretty quick Battle Fury. He's going to finish his treads up first, so 7.5 minutes for that. And then he just needs 3 more components for the Battle Fury, and he'll be good to go. Bulba's got his level 6 very soon. He should have had it faster, but he did die top not too long ago. There is a rotation from Biryu and AUI 2000. Looks like they have a smoke on the courier. They're probably going to pop it, maybe head mid or maybe head to the jungle. They have some very good aggressive warding coming out on the side of Digital Chaos. They might be able to save monkeys for to rotate back.
And I think if you're DC right now, you just wait until Bulba gets level 6, get the hook shot, and then start using that as your point of entry into the enemy jungle. Or it looks like Biryu is actually just walking in right now on his own, but that's obviously a very key level. He's getting 6 at minute 8. That's all right for Clockwork. He did play in the safe lane to begin with, so he pretty much got full experience there.
He's doing the ball
He
lighting
can
all the
solo
way
kill the
away.
Centaur,
That's
actually.
all of his mana. They do get the ice shards. The snowball's going to go. They have the usage of the Scream Pain. Easy kill. They could have used the Sonic Wave, but they just had some really good positioning for Biryu. He stands over here while the Scream Pain boxes him in over here. The Monkeys Forever can't really go any direction. Top lane, Bulba's going to go right in on Derp. He has the hook shot ready to go for extra damage and stun potential. Looks like he will use it. His last use is the battery salt and right click. We'll grab him to kill. Bulba picks up a bit of extra experience and gold for himself as well. Great usage of that level 6. Great usage of that first hook shot coming through.
Yeah, as expected. As I mentioned, Bulba got level 6 and the Centaur's level 4. And this is such an easy kill because Centaur's cast animations are so long that you can't even get your stomp off if Clockwork is on top of you. It simply takes too long. The intervals of the battery assault are short enough to just lock you down. So Bulba realizes he has the opportunity to just start the fight, and the moment he opens it and there's no TPs, he knows he can dive for that kill.
And I'm going to be honest with you, this game's looking pretty awful for Root. Like, I was really excited for the Oracle, but
I believe you.
It's not looking great. I don't know what else to say about it. Oracle, maybe when he gets level 6, can provide a bit more. Wagga doesn't have much farm. He's gotten crushed mid. He's down 28 CS to 53 of TC. He only has Boots of Speed, no phase boots, or even the start of maybe an Aghanim's Scepter. And I think Schwan is maybe one of the few that's having a good time because he's been jungling. I guess Storm has 40 last hits, but it's really just, it's not great. It's just not great.
And again, it's an Enchantress, so can she actually pose that much of a threat to the Radiant? The thing you always want to look at with Ench is how big a part of the enemy's lineup is dependent on, wait a second, mid lane. Yeah, Waga's super dead.
Great shackle shot to try and get him out, but Bulba's last stick of his battery, so will do the job there. So just another easy kill, and it's just Bulba roaming with his Clockwork.
Yeah, what I was going to say about Enchantress is you look at how big a part of the enemy's lineup is dependent on physical attacks, not physical damage, but actual attack-based ways of dealing damage, and it just looks like actually Storm's jumping in really far.
And they get this kill, and Stomp will connect. There's going to be the double edge. TC does not have Blink for 4, and the impetus from the high ground finally secures the kill. Now, Biryu gets Fate's Edict, but they do throw out the Fortress in. Ja's still in trouble. Could Purifying Flames if needed. He might have to get it off. Gonna go down before he can actually use the ability. Battery Assault will cancel Derp from stomping on Biryu. They throw up the Sigil as well. Misses the stomp, but enough damage comes through. Ooh. They would have sniped him anyways with the Ice Shards having a nice location. But finally, Group getting on the board. Sure, they lose Ja, but at least they get something out of that team fight.
All right, let's see if I can finish my train of thought on Ench. There's a lot of action right now, but it looks like it's settling down a little bit. So if you look at the Radiant lineup, they have a lot of damage that can just burst down the Enchantress that's not attack-based. They have Queen of Pain. She's one of the greatest heroes against it. They have the Tusk with Snowball and Ice Shards. Sure, his Walrus Punch is very difficult to get off, but they might not even need it if the 2 other abilities just land and they use the Quap combo. He's going to die from full health. Even adding a little bit of Rocket Flare, Battery Assault, great ability against Enchantress if she doesn't get her heal off. Mm-hmm. I think they have the tools. Also, don't underestimate Splinter Blast in these team fights to be able to do a good amount of bursts. So I think Xuan on this Enchantress has to, rather than focus on farming, he has to roam very well. And so far he's done okay. He's been 3 kills out of 4. He needs to keep up the pace for his team so that they can get time for Storm.
Okay, he'll pick up the pace with a drum as well, picked up by himself, and he even has a State of Tormentors throw out the Hadoukens if necessary. Another smoke coming up from DC. Surprised they don't have AUI 2000 with them. He is level 6. He could roam on them pretty effectively. They have a lot of aggressive wards here in the jungle. In fact, both sides. So you look at the vision for both Dire and Radiant, and both jungles are warded pretty heavily. But there's nobody to find really for DC. They might try to wait here for Derp, but that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to hook shot in. Screwman's going to go. Derp's like, can you please leave me alone? I'm just a Centaur. I need a Blink Dagger. They will finish him off with the Sonic Wave. There is some TP rotations coming in. Schwann's coming through. Shackle shot at the T's. Power shot. Not available for one. He is going to get out. Biryu is going to get Fate's Edict, but he will fall. The Purifying Flames come out from Ja. That nuke is good enough. Meanwhile, top rune spot. Monkey's Forever. Ball lightning is away. I just want to deal with TC, who did pick up the regen rune, which is actually beautiful. So 1-for-1. Derp's not getting his Blink Dagger anytime soon, and I'm sure he's crying on the inside.
Yeah, this is definitely this is the rune you want to fight for as TC. You don't want to give a regen rune to Storm right now. That could give him a comeback into this game, and which is looking pretty grim for him. So, no ability to find solo kills with that regen. He's gonna go just farm the jungle. I'm guessing he'll just use the regen to not have to go back to base now, and then start putting some pressure. And while all this is happening, AY is just classic AY style. Slowly but steadily farming away in the bottom lane with his Wyvern. He's almost level 8, minute 13, and levels on this hero are really good until the point you max Splinter Blast. After that, they fall off a little bit.
Well, Monkey's Forever is going to try to go on him, but Great Winter's Curse to turn it around. AUI does have his Cold Embrace if necessary. He's going to Arctic Burn over the tree line. There's the Cold Embrace, and they will get the last kill with that Remnant proc. But here comes TC. No Sonic Wave, but he has a Yule Scepter available if needed. However, Monkey's Forever did have enough mana with the Soul Ring to jump all the way away. There's going to be a flare flying through. It won't be enough damage, and it won't connect either. So, good kill for Monkeys. He did have to use a lot of mana. Probably will have to go home as well. Another TP coming in if they want to try to take down TC. But as I mentioned, Sin, TC at 12 minutes already has a Yule Scepter, so...
Yeah, it's good itemization in this game, I think, on the Quap. On the other hand, like, this is the kind of situation where we need to consider, okay, what are you actually building against? Like, the Yules is good for a couple of things. It's good for buying him time to blink against a Storm who is more than likely building Orchid in this game. He can potentially avoid shackle shots or get caught by them after blinking. And he can disrupt the combo of Centaur when or if he gets a Blink Dagger, rather, when he comes in. But in a way, I feel like this might be a little bit of a too conservative build for TC, who's actually in a dominating position. This is where you usually go for a really fast Orchid and just take control of the game. He's taking a little bit more of a passive approach here.
He wants to be defensive. We'll see what
it's going to be very hard to kill him now, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's got plenty of mobility. Obviously, the Yule Scepter, as you mentioned, just going to help him out in so many situations. He has a double damage rune, by the way, so if they do want to find a kill, they certainly can. I believe DC have already used 2 of their smokes. They have 1 left in stock if they want to buy it. Bulba is very close to his Blade Mill, by the way, which is also excellent. I see this so often from Bulba, just getting that Blade Mill timing right at the 15-minute mark, or maybe even earlier in some instances. Uar is a couple hundred gold away from his Battle Fury. And that's
nice shackle from Waga top.
Waga going into Bulba. There's the double edge coming through the stomp as well. The Cold Embrace keeping him alive. There's just not enough damage right now. There's the Winter's Curse. Derp going to go right into Waga. He did have the win run. Great Sonic Wave. Oh, John just killed him. Just brought him down. Hook shot coming through. Bulba misses the hook shot into Schwann. That looked
close. Like it flew through Enchantress on my screen. I don't know. Guess he hit it between her legs or something.
I think I just Purifying Flames Waga without having the Fate's Edict on.
Yeah, looked like it. He took an extra amount of bursts, but in Joss' defense, it didn't really matter.
No, he was dead anyway.
That was probably a kill on Waga no matter what. He was just trying to do whatever he could to heal him up, but obviously, you do want to cast Fate's Edict first so you don't do the damage.
I think he had it going, but then it just ooh, you are getting caught out. Can Monkeys get this kill? He doesn't have much mana left, and the blink does come out from Uar.
Now he's in trouble.
Threads. Monkey's Forever is completely out of mana. Yeah, he's probably dead. His Soul Ring is up in 4, but I don't see him getting out of this one alive. Battery Assault, Walrus Punch is going to go, and the Mana Void. Uar says, I don't think so. Give me that kill. And that's sweet money.
That's his Battle Fury. Minute 16, Treads Battle Fury. Poor man's shield. He's looking really good right now. And this is, by the way, without them taking any towers. So if this doesn't feel like the greatest timing in the world, obviously need to consider no tower gold. You need to consider that if you're comparing it to old Anti-Mage timings where you would see maybe Trez Battle Period around minute 12, creeps have, of course, been nerfed in gold gain. So this is a very good timing. I would say if you can get Trez Battle Period minute 14, it's phenomenal. Anything below 17 is really good.
Before, there's just not really any way to shut him down. The Storm is going for the early Orchid, and that's great, but even if I think Uar goes for a Vlad, he'll still have his Manta style at a pretty decent time. And Schwann really hasn't done that much. We mentioned how he needed to pick up the pace. And Monkey's Forever is really the only one that's been ganking and accomplishing anything, and even that's been few and far between. So it's kind of just, you have to farm up maybe the Blink on Derp, get the Orchid for Monkey's Forever, and maybe just get some item for Waga. But at this point, TC's starting to go to work. It looks like he will be building the Aghanim Scepter next, by the way, as he has the point booster, picks up an Ogre Club, so he's pretty close to that Ags, by the way, and that's going to be pretty huge.
The concern here for Root is that I would agree they need those key items, but I don't think they'll have time for it. I think they have to try to fight with what they have, and even though it's going to look very weak and like it's obviously DC favorite at this point, just slowing down the game is going to cost you 3 towers. And if you're waiting to farm for a Blink, in that time AIM is getting a Manta. So you have to get something done before it's too late.
It's Snowball to avoid death. We'll bring him closer to Monkey's Forever in the jungle. Biryu is going to get caught out. Ice Shards will be thrown down. Stapeed's going to go Oracle. Winter's Curse is going to go into Derp. Was looking for the stomp. Shackle Shot not going to connect. Impetus and Chance going to go Arctic Burn. There's the Fortune's End. Now you have the Mana Boy going on Monkey's Forever. Not dead yet. The Waka caught in the cogs with 2. Bulba's sitting there with his Blade Mail pop. They don't want to attack him. Turns out to be a 2-for-0 so far for Root. They might get the 3rd. Bulba in trouble. Power shot to the back of the head. Execution style. Root will take the 3-for-0.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. It's really good for them they do this, else this game would have been over very, very soon. But they keep hope alive here, finding 3 kills for none, and of course taking advantage of the fact that right now Antimage is not very good in fights. You saw Yawar, he blinks and he uses the Mana Void, but he doesn't want to commit to the fight since Antimage with just a Battle Fury is garbage at fighting. It's like really shit, so he has to just play safe for now and get the farm. Contributing there with the Mana Void I think is the play he can make. And of course Root, 3-for-0 there. Question is, what does it give them? Not enough progress for Derp to be close to a Blink Dagger just yet. The Storm still pretty, well, actually not that far away for an Orchid from Monkey's Forever after that fight. He's only missing the recipe pretty much, so maybe
like 2 minutes maybe? And you give him 2 minutes. I think Derp should have his Blink by then. There should be the Orchid up for the Storm Spirit as well. That's more than enough time to farm up 775 gold for Monkey's Forever. That should be plenty of time. They are going to lose some towers. You are just take the tower in the top tier 1 freely without any real repercussions whatsoever. So he's going to continue to farm. He will be going for the Vlads, by the way. He has the Ring of Regen, so unsurprising. Vlads does provide a little bit of extra tankiness in fighting if you really want to go for it, I guess. And he actually has the full Vlads right now at 19.5 minutes. Also good, really good for split pushing, so we'll see what they decide to do.
Radiant's middle tower
Arms Mansions. AUI is level 8. He does have his max Splinter Blast right now, so the damage is ridiculous for him. Arctic Burn can still be leveled up. That's also a good ability as well.
Yep, he's doing that. I think this is the main difference between Winter Wyvern players and the build. Most Wyvern players seem to agree that you max Splinter Blast. It's very rare we see anything else maxed. But then after that, some players tend to max Cold Embrace, and others do put the points in Arctic Burn. I think the most common build is a 2-4-1-1 build, but sometimes we even see 1-4-1-1, just that 1 point in Arctic Burn for the lane harass. But AUI went 2-4-1, so the very standard one, and now he's putting his points into the burn. Of course, Cold Embrace, when it comes to the scaling, is pretty interesting, right? Because the cooldown reduction is pretty weak. It's just 1 second per level, but it's 1% too. So on level 4, the heal is twice that of level 1. But then again, you need to invest 4 points, right? If you look at the scaling of Winter's Curse, Arctic Burn, the cooldown drop on that is massive, and the attack range and the slow is also better.
Yep. Is going to put that 3 points to Arctic Burn. While they do sneak a Roshan, they of course countered a couple of wards, I think, near the river. Monkey's Forever's ready to ball lightning in. There's going to be the Arctic Burn, the Winter's Curse as well, so they can take Roshan. They get the Aegis in time. Perfectly timed from AUI 2000. Derp trying to walk in. He's almost with his Force Staff, not even going to go for the Blink Dagger. On the backside, Schwan was getting chased down, but instead they're going to go right onto the Derp, bring him down first and foremost. And on the other side, actually, Schwan and Monkey's Forever balls lightning all the way across the way to get the kill onto that Tusk. So it will be a 1-for-1 trade in the end. Derp did not finish his Force Staff before dying. He was so close. That'll have to wait a couple extra minutes here before he gets it. Waga was, in the meantime, just farming top lane. He's actually getting very close to his Aghanim Scepter. So a couple of decent items coming through for Root here, if they can stay up and alive.
It's still, with Waga getting this farm, this is still going to be a slow Ags. It's a great item against the Entomage, and Windranger is on paper one of the really good heroes at dealing with AM just because of how ridiculous single-target physical damage she has with Ags and 1 damage item. But the problem is, when she's behind, you never get that feeling in the game that she can actually solo AM. And Yawar is going to stay ahead for the rest of the game because their early game didn't go the way they wanted. So again, for Root, it's back to fighting. Farming is not an option in this game anymore. You have to make active plays happen. If they fail, you lose, but you have to try.
And the most difficult thing is, too, is TC just got his Aghanim Scepter, and Schwann should die as he's trying to go for the rune. Cockpush is going to go first and foremost. Maybe not. They won't chase this. It looks like Bobo was thinking about it, but they have no idea where the rest of the heroes are. Not good enough vision, I suppose, in the jungle to see Ja and Derp not being available, but oh well, not a big deal.
I think that's one of those situations where you go for it, right? Because Enchantress, you should probably know she has, well, maybe you don't know for sure she has Nature's Ascendance on cooldown. I'm not sure if she used that in the fog earlier. If they knew she had it on cooldown, the absolute worst case scenario if they chase is a trade, and then they get the information about where every other enemy hero is for trading 1-for-1. That's a good trade. But maybe they just weren't feeling sure about the heal there. Without the heal, there's no way she lives.
They're playing cautiously. You talked about TC picking up the Yules first and foremost, not going for that kill being another instance of just them playing cautiously. And they're kind of waiting it out.
Monkeys.
Yeah, Monkeys is sitting in the back line. He did have some good vision of DC. He saw them walk through with that static remnant, obviously giving that flying vision during nighttime as well. A lot of heroes up here in this jungle. Good defensive ward as well is going to spot out Gira. You also spotted out Uar walking through the jungle, farming away as anti-mages want to do. Freaking AMs. Ja's going to be nearby. Mech's actually almost done for him as well. So the items are starting to come online here. 4 staff now done for Derp. DC and Digital Chaos in general will continue to push top, whereas Boba is a little bit on the back lines here. He's going to make his way all the way top, but it looks like they might try to go for a trade or just some farming on the map. But as you mentioned, this does not benefit Root really at all. Any situation.
Oh, they're trying to trade the best they can in the mid lane, and you know what's really a shame so far in this game for Root, regardless of whether you're cheering for them or not, it's a shame if we don't get to see some really cool Oracle plays. Like, if you're just really far behind, almost no hero in the game can really show its full potential. And the laning stage in the mid game, apart from that one good fight Root had, has just been so weak that Ja doesn't get to shine. And it's a shame because they can't pick it again, right? It's banned next game. So would have liked to
have to hope for something crazy this game. I mean, not all hope is lost if you are a Root or Oracle fan. I'm not sure many people are, but I wanted to personally see Oracle destroy some people, and it's not been happening. Or at least heal his team up, have some cool plays like you suggested, but not been one game for this. He's already back up to 2.5k now, sitting almost atop the net worth. UR is the only one eclipsing him, and his manta is pretty much done. So you can forget about any Orchid or any Silence really being super useful against the anti-mage, because his meta is going to prevent most of the Silence duration anyways. Root will try to push bottom. We'll see where they can get done with this.
Yeah, the risky thing for them with just going on a tier 2 tower like this is that anti-mage can split push in the meantime, and the moment he decides now it's time to join the fight, he has the Aegis too. So, advantage in numbers here for DC, and Root probably have to, once again, they have to find picks. They get one here.
Kill.
That's
huge. Fortune's End into a stomp, I believe, from Derp.
Oh, Yawar actually got soloed by Monkeys Forever.
That is the Aegis,
kill him again, though.
Yeah, he will be able to get out. His meta wasn't there yet. It was flying out, I believe, to the secret shop, so he couldn't deal with the Orchid that Monkeys Forever did have, and he did use. But now that's not going to be an issue anymore. There is going to be the Aghanim's Focus Fire from Waka being focused down on this tier 2 tower bottom lane. No creep wave to use, though. They've done a nice job of clearing that out. And Yawar continues to farm up at the top lane. Monkeys Forever farms mid. Even if they take this tower, there's a good chance that Yawar just gets too much farm out of it, and the trade's not even that great. But they'll be back home.
And they have to go back to defend the tier 3 anyway. So
right.
Waga going for a very ambitious wind run here. They're trying to find him with Storm. Okay, now they actually saw him with their Observer Ward.
Derp's going to get hooked on. Push back. They use the False Promise. They're even going to heal him with a Purifying Flames as well. Nice job. Snow's going to keep going. Stampede just to get away in time, and I don't think they can chase this. Maybe they find Ja. Winter's Curse does get off just in time, but it is just a support, so that could have been a lot worse coming up from Root Gaming. They do keep Derp alive, and it was primarily Ja that did so.
Man, Yawar is just getting so huge. It's interesting to see the net worth, though. Like, the top 2 are from DC, and then the following 3 actually from Root. Pretty surprising to me when you look at how the game has gone, but obviously Yawar is just getting the lion's share of the farm, and that leaves very little. And of course, both Clockwork and Wyvern, not the best farmers in the game, so it is understandable. And if you're Root and you see this graph right now, you're probably feeling like, okay, this game's within reach. They're only 5,000 gold behind. 1 or 2 kills on AM now would work wonders for them. And now that they know the Aegis is down after they took it away with Storm, he's actually still very vulnerable to them if they can catch him with Waga.
Yeah, good shackle shot will do the job. Obviously, Orchid would, the Manta stall, I'm negating that, but there's still a lot of other stuns they've got. Not to mention the Who Stomp coming in. Still no Blink Dagger. We'll see if Garrett Group decides to go for one. But yeah, I mean, this game is actually very close. You look at the net worth graph, like you were talking about, 5,000. That's not that bad considering how badly the laning phase did go in favor of DC. So Juana's going to be backing up top. There's a 3-hero gang squad from DC moving in AUI 2000 with the Winner's Curse still down for about 20 seconds. Nobody blames you, Ja. I wonder who picked that for him. Definitely wasn't his decision, I think.
They picked it out of... I don't know if he's kidding or not. If he's not kidding, that means they picked it out of fear that DC would get it in the first phase. I don't know if Oracle is a first phase pick.
I don't think.
I'm really not sure about that. At least not when all the heroes are in the
game.
Maybe in a second or third game in elimination mode. But
I'm just going to believe they wanted to give the viewers a good time. Unfortunately, that's not actually happening, though, so...
Worthy tribute.
Well, they're holding in there.
That's true.
They're hanging in there, actually. I mean, like we talked about, this game to me looked extremely predictable and like it would be a pretty clean sweep from, or a very easy game rather, from DC, but that one fight at the top river where Root got 3 kills pretty much catapulted them back into the game when it was looking the worst. So we actually still have a game in our hands. Look at Storm. I mean, Orchid, Bloodstone, minute 28 is not the greatest, but it's also not disaster territory.
Right. For how bad he had to rotate, musical lanes 2 or 3 times at the very least. Storm's like, can you guys just please leave me alone? Finally gets room to farm, gets a couple of kills under his belt, gets a Bloodstone and an Orchid. Your general tools for your toolkit that you really want in a Storm Spirit. Top lane is just being constantly pushed in, though, by Digital Chaos. The split push, so difficult to deal with. AUI's up here now doing what he does best as a support. Just finding ways to find farm, being a nuisance, split pushing. This is without even Visage Birds as well, so pretty nice to have. Yuar's just farming the enemy jungle, as anti-mages again want to do. He does have his Basher now as well. And it's sitting back and farming for both teams. And again, this is going to benefit Yuar probably the most out of anybody. Although Waga is starting to get up there. I think he's building a Chrysalis. He has 1,200 gold in the bank, so he should be pretty close to that as well.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Jump in. They're going to go all the way for AUI, but they actually walk right by UR in the process. They do clear out the illusions. They'll clear out the top wave as well and finally push this back out. But down bottom, TC is going to find Derp. There's the Yule's up. He's got the Stampede. There's the False Promise. Sonic Wave's going to go hookshot. It's a lot of damage. He's going to take a lot of damage unless the Purifying Flames will help him out. He's going to Stampede away. Almost dies from after the False Promise. John Trouble will give his life yet again for Derp to survive. So False Promise and the Purifying Flames more than enough to keep Derp alive, but it was actually pretty close. Flare will go. Not enough damage there. And port for nothing in that instance.
That's pretty good for Root in that exchange. I thought, when you look at that kind of engage, you're probably getting 2 kills there in most cases, but Oracle, of course, keeping him safe. And I think Bulba I'm not sure if he forgot or underestimated. Wait, what does that say here? Oh, actually, interesting.
Yeah, that's a really crazy stat.
That's a very telling stat, because where else would he play Oracle than in pub, right? So it might be the first time he ever plays the hero. That's pretty interesting. So anyway,
that's crazy.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, Bulba hookshot in on the Centaur, but he was under False Promise at the same time, so the stun didn't come through, and I think it caught Bulba by surprise, and he didn't get his cogs off. So they didn't lock him in, and that allowed him to escape there.
False Promise, still a pretty good ability. It is very sketchy, though, if there's a lot of damage coming in, and you have to get those Purifying Flames off. It's why also Ja having a mech is very good as well. It doubles that healing, too, so it's pretty nice. Look at this trade, though. Root will take down Tier 2 tower in that top lane. Bottom lane, you are trying to go to work as well.
They also stole their
maybe
Ancients.
Force this out? Oh.
This is still fine for Digital Chaos, I think. They get the Ancient stack. Tier 2 tower top lost is not that big of a deal, because the most important thing for them right now is to stay in control around the Roche pit. They know it's spawning soon. You see Barrios even standing inside the pit getting ready. The timer still seems bugged. I don't know what's going on.
It's definitely not fixed. There's no way that's fixed. Oh, well, apparently for Pimp God, the timer works.
Wait, you can see it. Make fun of your casters.
It shows 4 minutes for me right now. They must have killed it way earlier than that. Yawar lost the Aegis a long time ago, I think. I don't think so. I wrote to Bruno about it, right? And he said it was a bug so that the Roshan timer would only move when an observer was looking at it. So it's like he called it the Schrodinger's timer because you didn't. Yeah, you see he spawned now. Roshan spawned after 4.5. So maybe some of the other observers are looking at it a lot or something, or maybe Pimp was being lazy and hanging around the Roshan.
Pimp's just watching the Roshan
I don't know.
Game.
I don't know what's going on with it right now, but this is the first time I think we've seen the Roshan timer pass 2 minutes, and we got to 4.5. So great job, everyone.
Yeah, good job. Good work, team. We did it. It's actually up now, so yeah, Modpacks, keep your camera right on top of Rosh the entire game. It's so fun for you, but don't worry about it. You know, it'll be fine. You can do your stats anyways. Classic Trent. All right, 2 smokes.
Double smoke action.
Yeah, they're gonna just pass by like ships in the night. Actually, they're not even gonna pass each other. DC are going in the complete opposite direction, and Root are like, "We need to chase you down. Come back here."
I think Root don't know they're there though, do they?
That Enchantress creep walks through that ward. Oh, if they get Roche off this, but there is that Radiant Observer ward there. It's going to be time to contest for DC. They have some really good mobility and initiation. This is going to have to fall quickly, and it's just not falling fast enough, I don't believe. Comes DC. Digital Chaos about to initiate. Viryu has a snowball. Ja out in front. Ball lightning up onto the high ground. You are going to work. Ja is just going to get blown up with the Basher. There's the snowball. Sonic Wave already takes down Derp as well. 2 in the pit. Both with the cogs. Yeah, Waga's dead as well. Derp will buy back. And Yawar is going to clean up this roast. Maybe Monkey's going to snatch it. He doesn't. Yawar gets the Aegis and throws up the Mana Void. Grabs the kill up onto the Storm Spirit. And Schwan is going to try to force himself away. But he is in some big trouble. There's the Horse Punch going to go through. Snowball for good measure. And Yawar gets a dominating spree. That is going to be 4 quick kills going the way of Digital Chaos. That is also the Abyssal Blade done. Root, maybe if the smoke hadn't broken, they could have gotten into that pit and taken that Roche. But it just was not meant to be.
That was very ambitious from Root. I can understand why they went for it, because they probably realized, okay, maybe DC are smoking into our jungle, they're all missing as well, so maybe they're reading the situation wrong, but the rocket from Bulba saw them in time, and this is where Oracle, like, Fate's Edict is one of the best spells, let's see, it's just something back and forth, it's one of the best spells at killing Roshan. You remove, okay, John.
Well, that's not happening.
Yeah, Abyssal Blade for Yawar. So you remove the, you remove Roshan's ability to attack, and he takes 50% extra damage from physical, but it's only level 1. So instead of lasting for the max of 3 seconds, 6, it lasted for 3. If they had level 4 Fate's Edict, I think they actually managed to get the Roshan there, or it gets really, really close, but Oracle with not enough levels, and this is also the standard build-up. Anyway, so, understandable.
Well, now that they lost 4 heroes, I think an extra hero in Ja making it a full 5, you look at the net worth graph, and it was sitting at a cool 5,000 to 6,000 for a long period of time. Hold that thought, as Bulba's going to get Orchided up, but Monkeys is actually out of mana, and Bulba had a haste rune, so not really much to do there for Monkeys. Hookshot's going to go, beautifully done for Bulba. Get the Hex off from TC, there's the Sonic Wave, and easy kill onto the Storm Spirit. So they're just finding kills all over the map for Digital Chaos, and really all that's needed at this point is to maybe take one more team fight, take a set of racks, and I don't know if there's much else Root can do.
And now it's welcome to the Anti-Mage show, I think. It's got 422 CS minute 35. That's 12 CS a minute? 11 and a half, I think?
700
GPM of 700 right now. Yeah. And this is before they start taking barracks. Like, if they clean up a fight, clean house right here, his GPM is going to cross 800,
He just goes in on Ja again, and Ja's like, please, I've only played this hero 1 time. Can you just get off me? Derp throws at the double edge, does nothing. Good usage of, I think, the Shackle Shot, and look at the focus far going to work. It's the Aegis. He's down now for a couple seconds. They'll push out DC, and can they lock him down again? I don't believe so. The no Shackle Shot ready for Waga. Couldn't get it off in time, even if it was. Biryu's going to get zoned back. Impetus damage doesn't go through the Invis from the Glimmer Cape, preventing the damage through. Now Biryu's going to walk right out in front of them, and they'll snowball, but it looks like they want to re-engage. Monkey's Forever jumping in, using a lot of his mana. Waga going to get hook shot by Bulba. There's the Orchid. Can't get the cogs off. He's going to get shackled as well, but there is that Blade Mail to go through. Now, Walrus Punch to the backside. Schwan trying to do as much damage as possible, but the Glimmer Cape comes out again. Forced back into the base on the Root side. Winter's Curse is going to go. Won't get hit by any of his teammates, but Yawar just comes in and mana voids him. There's no usage of the Shackle Shot. Won't latch up. There's the Stomp. Pull comes through as well. Can they bring him down? Cold Embrace again from AUI 2000. There's going to be the Fortune's End. He will blink away. It is not a Root, so it doesn't stop him from blinking. They will not get the racks, but they will be pushed back momentarily, and no kills going in the way of Root besides that Aegis going down.
Yeah, this was actually a really good job for them getting the Aegis the way they did. They stole an Anti-Mage Illusion with Enchant and burnt so much mana on him during the Shackle Shot that he couldn't blink. So that was a cute little play, but they need way more than that. Digital Chaos, just look at their graphs, how much they've managed to accomplish over the last 5 minutes. They've gained a net 15,000 gold and 15,000 experience advantage over Root over the last 5 minutes. That's just a team that's dominating, that's leading, winning fights, taking objectives at no cost. This game is pretty much in the bag for them right now if they don't make a really big mistake with their Anti-Mage 2 or 3 times in a row.
What we call a metric shit ton of a lead here coming out for DC. Excuse my language.
An Imperial shit ton.
Exactly.
Where you're from. Yeah.
Monkey's Fervor has 3 Bloodstone charges. It's looking good, and then that Roche fight came through. It didn't look so good anymore after that point. Is going to keep farming top lane. He has a Moon Shard flying out momentarily. Actually, he had the Moon Shard recipe, and then he just buys a full Butterfly, so forget that. Get the extra attack speed later on down the road. Finish up the Butterfly. Out of gold, not that it matters. Even if he were to die and didn't have buyback, I don't know if there's much that Root can do. Hook shot will swing and miss coming out from Boba, but it is pretty low cooldown considering he has the Anagram Scepter, so not a huge deal.
Question is if Digital Chaos are just going to play it safe until next rush, or if they're feeling confident to end. I think right now they could probably just end the game, but it might feel like there's a risk that they make a mistake and AM dies, so if they could have an Aegis, they could definitely get the job done. On the other hand, what actually needs to happen from Root for them to win that fight? How do they kill AM with Butterfly and with Cold Embrace backing him up? They don't have enough magic damage between them. The main thing killing AM the last time was the Focus Fire from Windranger. They could just Cold Embrace that and then he's fine. Cold Embrace, Glimmer Cape, he's easily going to live through the first engage, and they can reset or see if they can win the fight.
Maybe Orchid up the Wyvern, and then somehow be able to jump the Anti-Mage with a pole and a Shackle Shot that latches and get the Focus Fire off. That's a lot to have happen, not to mention you have Biryu coming in with the Snowball and Bulba coming in with Hookshot and Cog, so... it pretty much has to be a perfect team fight from Root. They will have a couple of smoked heroes sitting behind, or rather in front, of Waga and Xuan now. Going to be the Arctic Burn. AUI's going to fly over. Ball lighting further. They will find TC. He's going to use himself immediately, but the Stomp's going to come through. Hook shot from Bulba. Can they bring down TC? The force backward. Do they have the damage? Impetus. Winter's Curse is going to go. Bulba in trouble. Look at the damage from Swan, but here comes Yuar. Throw down something, and they get the neck off. Monkey's Forever going to go to the high ground as well. They false promise Derp. Going to get jumped into the air. Oh, Bulba actually Cold Embrace as well, but here comes Yuar. Just going toe-to-toe on the back end of this fight. Biryu still running away. Yuar picks up the kill in the end, and he's going to go for more. Gets another one on that freaking Storm Spirit. Gets the Godlike Spree. They will take down AUI in the backseat, but Yuar going toe-to-toe with Waga. There's the wind run. Impetus damage going through as well. Hook shot from Bulba. Running low on mana and health, but Waga, he doesn't have any health left, and they take it. He's going to fall finally. Juan's still throwing the Impetai as quickly as he can, but one of the last remaining here for Root, and he's got no mana left in the tank. No Force Staff to get him away from Yuar. Yuar has a blink. Well, Manta Sal, let's see if we can get a bash here. Oh. Touchable. Pretty helpful. And actually, Xuan will make it back into the base, safe and sound. But again, it was looking good, and Root actually do get a lot of gold from that fight. 2,000, in fact, 2,400. But the Anti-Mage still continues to run amok in these Root team fights.
Yeah, I feel like Root are actually doing a really admirable job with the tools they have. They're super far behind, and they still get a pretty even fight there. I think that was 1 or 2 good Shackle Shots from Waga. They kited pretty well with the Oracle. The Enchantress managed to burn through her entire mana pool using Impetai, more or less. I think she got hit by AM once or twice. The rest of the mana was actually used, so they're doing a pretty good job, but unfortunately for them, their peak performance is just so late into the game that they have really much margin for error right now.
And it goes back to that same question, and how do you kill the Anti-Mage? Because clearly in that last fight, they didn't have an answer for him, so what are they going to have to do in these next fights when he's even stronger, when he has a Moon Shard, maybe when he has a Heart of Trask, if he decides to go for it? Probably not.
I'm very surprised Waga is not going MKB. It looks like he's building either a BKB or a Desolator. It can't be a Deso now, then he would have bought it, I think. At this point, you don't save for buyback on that team. You have to just go all in on trying to kill the AM. So I feel like this is not the right read on the situation. They need to get something to deal with the evasion so that should they get a good combo where Cold Embrace is on cooldown, they actually have a chance at killing the AM. Because else, even if they clean up the rest of the team, there's no way in hell they get a 5-on-5 team fight where they manage to kill 3 or 4 of Yawar's teammates without him killing 2 in return. And then you're losing the 1 or 2-on-3 afterwards anyway. So you never win that fight. Look at Xuan right here.
Yeah, he
could mono it if you want.
Nature's Attendants, Mana Void goes, and At the very least, UR used all of his mana, so that's something to take home. Root, Bobo is going to find Derp Derp. Cog pushback yet again. Shackle Shot will not latch. Sonic Wave with the Hex onto Derp Derp, and he's done so, it looks like. And will be down for 53 seconds. He does have buyback, but Schwan does not, and that's actually a pretty big deal. This should open the door for taking the mid-racks. Monkeys is doing a nice job pushing bottom, but it's not going to be nearly enough. And UR just goes straight to work in this mid-racks. The Glyph will go. They do pick up the Shivas from Monkeys forever. If they want to buy back in the center, they're going to have to do it now. Looks like they're just going to give away this mid-set of racks and try to defend elsewhere. But AM immediately goes bottom.
Like, UR is super fast right now.
Yeah. Look how quickly he just takes down that tier 3 tower.
What exactly are they waiting for?
I'm not sure, to be honest. It looks like they've all but thrown in the towel at this point. They will grab the kill on AUI. Hookshot is going to find Waga towards that bottom lane. False Promise is going to go. They don't have the mech used just yet, and that should be Waga dying, I believe, anyway. We're very close to it. Purifying Flames will go, but the heal didn't get off, so Bobo will grab the kill. Waga does buy back.
So Centaur saved his buyback, and now that he's coming back alive, they've almost been megged already.
Yeah. You are going to work in the top set of racks. Monkey's Forever gets pushed, and that's the end of his life. He doesn't have buyback, and he doesn't have that, short of a respawn time, considering he only has one Bloodstone charge. Derp Derp going to get charged down, and that's it. It could have been amazing. It could have been an Oracle.
It could have been amazing.
Exactly, but the Oracle, unfortunately, Ja's first game on the hero, unless he somehow plays him in I don't know, in practice lobbies and scrims, it just... That's not his hero.
I think he maybe played okay in this game. Like, as Oracle, you're always a product of how well your team does in the early game. If he's the reason they lose the early game, sure. But I think they just lost it on multiple different accounts. Like, it wasn't just his poor performance or anything. It's very difficult to do